YouTube over the years, man, I really learned this about, body game. The fact that it's like, women really desire a guy that is fit, over the last couple years of me, training and getting myself together. Um, Women really desire a fit guy over an average dude, a guy who doesn't have, a nice body, a muscular body. This is what I have seen. This is, experiences I have been through, in this field, in this journey over like the last couple of years, man. And it's like, this is why I always preach to y'all and tell you guys out here, you guys out here that are not on the program, you guys out here who are not even participating in, getting, right, hitting the gym. And it's not even always about getting muscular, but it's like, bruh, the fact that it's like, you can get fit, you have a, consistent, base of going to the gym, taking care of yourself, taking care of your health. That's what women love, man. Women love guys like that. Women want men in the world. Women really want guys, that are, fit, they take care of themselves, bro. And it's like it's not always about money. It's not always about money. Money can never, money is not gonna always buy you happiness, guys. It's not gonna always buy you happiness. You could be this rich guy, with a bag. You could be this rich guy that's making 70K, 100K a year, and you could be out of shape. You can have like a terrible physique, a terrible body, and a guy, that's fit, a guy that's put together, a guy that's working on his physique, a guy who has a nice physique, a guy who's practicing body game like myself. These women, these women probably, the women that you are probably dealing with probably is at the gym, and it's like, she sees all of these guys around, taking care of themselves, working on themselves, bro. Eventually she's gonna want to, experience that. Eventually, she's going to want to deal with a guy like that. And it's like, it's the facts, bro. If you are not, if you I honestly don't understand this, bro. If you have money, right? If you have money, if you have a good career, if you have, 70K, if you make 70K, 100K a year, you know what I'm saying? You a six-figure earner, bro. It's like, why are you not taking care of yourself? Why are you not, going to the gym? Why are you not focused on your fitness, bro? Why you're not focused on your health? If your girl, is, in the gym, do not be mad the fact that it's like she come across a guy, in the gym, that's, taking care of himself. The guy probably has, less than what you make, and it's like that doesn't matter. It's just the fact that it's like, bro, the body game, the physique is always going to be dominating. The body game, the physique is always gonna win, bro. Because it's like, bro, women really desire a guy who has a nice physique, a guy who is disciplined, a guy who knows how to take care of his health, take care of his health. And it's like, it's the facts, bro. We see these, we see these, we see these, things on TV. We see these series on TVs where it's like, the girl hooks up with a guy who has a nice physique, a guy who has a clean cut physique, and it's like, bro, I just really genuinely feel like, women really desire, this type of man. They really desire a guy who takes care of himself, a guy who is physically fit. And it's like, it shows that you just have, self discipline. You have self discipline, and it's like with the money shit, bro. That money shit, it really don't matter, bro. You can have all of the money in the world, and you can still, you can still get cheated on, bro. Like, you can still get cheated on. It's guys out here, who are financially successful, and it's like they still cannot satisfy their girl, bro. You have to be, charismatic with this shit, bro. If you have money, you have to be charismatic. You can't just have money and just, expect for your, materialistic things to cover up and make yourself happy and make your woman happy, bro. No, you have to have a lot of, skills about yourself. You have to have a skill set to, do everything. You have to take care of your health. You have to satisfy your woman. You have to, make yourself happy, make her happy. Go out, travel, do a lot of fun things, bro. It's like, money just cannot, it cannot save you, bro. It never will save you, bro. A lot of, girls, a lot of women, I feel like, they love it. Like, they really desire a man who is taking care of themselves, because it's like I tell you guys, it's discipline. A lot of women want to be with a guy like that. A lot of women really desire a man who is taking care of themselves, bro. A man who is, focused on his health and his fitness, because at the end of the day, If you are not doing these things as a man, and you expect to keep your girl satisfied, bro, eventually she's going to get bored of you if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not going to the gym, if you're not this guy who is like literally just taking care of your health, you're eating the right nutrition, and this girl is at the gym, your girl is at the gym, she's training with like a lot of guys, a lot of fit men, at that gym, bro. It's like she's gonna want to know what that feels like. She's gonna want to know, she's gonna want that experience of just dealing with those other men who, is fit, because it's like she's not getting that, that attention. She's not getting that, affection from her, guy at home, her man at home, bro. And it's the facts, bro. I have learned a lot. I've experienced a lot over like these last couple of years of just being on this journey. Just the way these women just throw themselves at me. The way these women they look at me. These women just it's crazy. It's like it's just it's unlimited options out here when you are finally taking care of yourself. When you are focused on yourself, bro, and it only gets better for you, bro. It only gets better for you. Imagine if you are building your business. You have the money, and also on top of that, bruh, you are, in the gym, you're taking care of yourself, you're taking care of your health, you're eating right, you're keeping your mental health on point, and your girl is with you with all of this shit, bro. Dude, you're gonna win. You're gonna be, you're gonna be successful, bruh, with this area. And it's like I feel like a lot of men today, struggle with this in their life, because I feel like a lot of men, you know, they think money is going to carry them. They think money is going to cover up all of the insecurities, and it's like, brother, it's not, bro. It's really not. It's only so much you can do with money. I feel like, yes, some women stick around guys for financial security and stability, but eventually, if it's like that's all she feel like you have to offer, like you don't have any other fun traits about yourself, like you're not taking care of yourself, you don't have any other hobbies outside of just making money, bro, because it's like you're gonna eventually lose that woman, bro. You're eventually gonna lose that woman. She's gonna venture off and go other places, because she's gonna see other men out here, and like I told you guys, she's gonna see men that's in the gym taking care of themselves, probably more fit than you, probably more stronger than you, probably has a better, probably more attractive than you. And it's like, bro, she's gonna want to deal with them type of guys. And it's like, I'm just trying to tell you guys out here, bro, you have to have a lot of good traits to yourself. You just cannot have money to cover up your insecurities, bro. You really have to put the work in, physically. You really have to work on yourself, bro. And I just really just feel like if you already have the physique, if you already have the body game down pat, bro, if you've been practicing, if you've been working on yourself, if you've been, training, eating right, getting your mind right, and on top of that, focus on building yourself, investing, and, working on your craft, working on your business, getting to that bag, bro, you're going to have success, a lot of success with women. But it's like the main point I'm trying to tell you guys is, bro, I really just feel like it's the facts, the fact that it's like women really desire, most women desire a guy who has a clean cut physique, a guy who is taking care of themselves, a guy who has a nice physique, a guy who has, a muscular body, bro. It's the facts, bro. A lot of women would want to be with a guy like that. They would want to sleep with a guy, hook up with a guy like that, than to hook up with a guy who does not really have a nice physique. And this is no way, no shape or form trying to shame any of my men out here that don't have a good physique, bro. You can work on your physique. You can work on your body. If you guys do need assistance with that, I do online fitness coaching. If you guys do need help with that, my email is in the description. If you guys want any help with that, I do offer services of health and fitness. So if you guys want some help with that, please email me, DM me for help with that. But it's like, bro, like I just told you guys, I just really just feel like you really have to have it all, bro. You just cannot have the money. A lot of these women, bro, if you have a nice physique, if you are building on yourself, if you are working on yourself, bro, you don't have to have a lot of money, bro. You really don't have to have a lot of money, bro. These women simply they love a guy who takes care of himself, take care of the body game, bro. Because it's like if you take care of your body, it's like you just have discipline, bro. You can really put your mind to anything, everything you want to put your mind to if you have that down pack, bro. Because your health is your wealth, and it's like I'm just trying to, put my guys on game and just tell y'all from my experiences of how many women, have thrown themselves at me, choosing signals, bro. And it's like, it's nothing new, bro. I've been in this situation and just having, success with this over like the last couple of years since, I started out with this shit, bro. It's just, body game, health and fitness, bro. I just, keep preaching to y'all and telling y'all, bro, like it's the key to success in life, bro. Like you really have to have, the body game locked down, bro. You just cannot have, money and expect that to, satisfy your girl, bro, because eventually, you know, it's gonna get old, bro. It's gonna get old. Like if you're not this guy that's, training, you're not working on yourself, you're not attempting to, eat right, eat clean, go to the gym, and it's like your girl is going to the gym, bro. At the end of the day, you can't be mad at the fact that it's like she sees all of these options at the gym she goes to of all of these guys. Maybe she has a personal trainer, maybe she has a personal trainer she trains with, and that guy is probably more fit than you. The guy probably, makes less than you, but it's like it doesn't matter. It's the fact that it's like, she is attracted to that guy. He's more attractive, he's more fit. She can learn more from this guy. She's just more attracted to this guy. She desires this guy, and it's like, bro, I'm just here to tell you guys over like my last couple of years, this is what, this journey of body game has taught me. It's like, bro, you can really have your way with this shit, have your way with women, bro. It's the, key to success. It's the key to going up in your life, the key to confidence, bro. And it's like I'm not gonna, lead y'all wrong. I'm gonna tell y'all the facts. I'm gonna tell y'all the truth, bro. And like I told you guys, bro, this is the key to success. And I really just feel like this is what, body game has taught me about women and just their nature. Like they will always desire the guy that, is put together. Look at, TV shows of, guys out here. I literally was watching like a TV show a couple of days ago of this, this guy. He was a handsome guy. He was put together. He was on his body game, had a nice physique. And it's like the girl, she hooked up with the guy, and it's like, bro, it's a sign, it's a symbol, bro. It's a sign, it's a sign of success. It's a sign of confidence. And it's like that's why these women are attracted to this shit, bro, because it's a sign of confidence, bro. If you, are like that, bro, you will have success with this shit, bro. You will have success with this shit. And it's like, that's all I ever try to do is just preach to y'all and just tell y'all this shit, bro. But, really, that's the message I wanted to really just tell you guys today for this message, bro. This is what, body game has taught me about, women, bro. Like, they will always, desire that guy that is, put together, that guy that is, in his lane. You don't have to have a lot of money to be successful with your fitness, bro. I had plenty of success with women over like the last couple of years because it's like I had a nice physique, and it's like that was enough to get me in the door to, for me to do what I had to do and have success with the women, bro. It's a sign of, it's a sign of, confidence. It's a sign of security. A lot of women, look at you like, they are protected when they are in your presence, compared to a guy that just, is out of shape. If anything happens, bro, if say for instance, right, like if somebody tries to rob you, and it's like you are, if you are, a muscular guy, and if you are with your girl, 9 times out of 10, bro, it's gonna go wrong for the other guy because you already strong, you are already, able to, handle the situation and take on that situation. And it's like, bro, I really just feel like, with, body game, it comes with, protection, security for women. Like women feel secure, women feel safe when they are in the presence of a masculine, strong man. And it's the real, bro. I ain't gonna tell y'all wrong, bro. I'm gonna just keep giving y'all facts and tell y'all the truth. And for my guys out here that are not, on this journey, bro, please, man, please lock in, bro. We are going into the middle of the year, bro. It's about to be May. please lock in. Get on your grind, get on your journey, bro. You have to have more than, money to be successful with women, bro. You have to be a fun guy. You have to be a charismatic guy. You have to bring more to the table than, materialistic items, bro. That shit means nothing to women, bro. You can have all of them things and get your ass cheated on with a guy that she's dealing with at the gym that is a personal trainer, and that's more fit, more disciplined, more attractive. It's the facts, bro. It's really the facts. But that's the message I wanted to tell you guys today for this video, man. If you guys are new to my channel, please leave a like and subscribe. And I'm out, and I'll see y'all in the next video, bro.